Hey, friends, welcome to another episode of the Confidence to Homeschool podcast. I was curious, do you ever hit that 2 p.m. slump and just feel like there's no way you're going to make it through the lessons, the laundry, dinner, or maybe you finish school and it feels like you've run a mental marathon? So I have my friend today, Janeen, and we are going to be diving into ways to help you boost your energy, your mental stamina, and focus so you can show up as the best version of yourself. So help me welcome Janeen. How are you?
Good. How are you? I'm excited
I
to
am
talk about this
amazing.
today.
Yes, I love this topic. Janine and I, a little backstory. Janine and I were kind of chatting one day and we were just discussing what do homeschool moms need? And this was one of the big topics. She was telling me, I think one of the first things that they need is like energy and focus and mental stamina to make it through the day. So
100%.
so let's be real. Isn't a one size fits all. It's not just like, hey, do these things and you're going to have the energy and the focus of a lifetime. There are still going to be busy times in the season when you're just exhausted. Sometimes that's hormonal. Sometimes it's just like life changes and busy seasons. But I do want to dive into some like tricks and tips and all of the things to help some mamas out. And Janine is great at this, so I wanted to bring her in. I love mindset work here on the Confidence to Homeschool podcast. I 100% believe in mindset matters first before all of the how to's. So we're going to dive into a little bit of mindset work first and we're going to go from there. I love your guide. She sent me a really cool guide, guys, to the 10 tips to boost energy. So, can you share some of your favorite tools or maybe some of your favorite tips along the way for all the things?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, one of the things first I want to say is energy is one of those things that sometimes you have to give more energy to get more energy. And so I feel like that's something that sounds really backwards, but it's kind of one of those things where, like, if you go and you go out for a walk, or you go exercise, or you go do something like jump up and down, or something like that, it's actually gonna get your blood pumping and give you more energy. So like, I want to start with that. Like, just really like dive in and just know that there are so many ways to get energy, but like that is gonna help on a basic level. And
Yeah, that's like
so,
that movement breeds movement kind of concept where the more you move, the better, the more energy you have to continue moving, right?
absolutely. Yeah. And then the other thing too is not to complain about, like, I'm tired, I'm so tired. Like, the words that we speak are super important. And so you really want to keep that in mind. And so rather than be like, oh, I got no sleep last night, I like to say, like, I got all the sleep that the good Lord intended, like,
Love it.
whatever it is, have like a trigger, like make up whatever it is that like fires you up, or gets you excited, or like, yeah, I got enough sleep last night to do what I need to do today. Like, just reframe it a little bit. And yeah, it's important to, get a good amount of sleep. I'm not saying just, don't worry about that part and just
Yeah,
speak life over it, but both, really, like when it comes
I
down
agree.
to it.
I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning and was laying in bed. And I always, whenever I wake up in the morning or whenever I wake up in the middle of the night, my first instinct is, okay, Lord, what do you want to talk about? Because I am not always great at being quiet and getting still in the middle of the day.
Mhm.
And so I know that there is times that like, I will wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, what do you want me to pray about? Like, and whatever comes to my mind, I kind of do. But also, I was awake for like an hour last night and could not go back to sleep from like 4 to 5 o'clock. And so, one of the things that I always pray whenever that is the case is, Lord, help me have the energy to make it through my day and give me what I need in order to make it through my day.
Mm,
So I love that you said that because I agree. That is one of the things that I pray is just that He knows exactly what we need, and He is willing to give. You have not because you ask not. So ask if you are needing extra, whatever, energy, focus, strength. If you're needing that, ask Him for it. So I love that.
100%. And that's part of the transitions too, is, don't just sit down and try to plow through your day and plow through your to-dos without taking a break in between. I think it's so important to take mini breaks, even if it's just a couple minutes to kind of reset, do a little gratitude prayer, kind of have some declarations or affirmations that you speak out in order to keep yourself like calm and focused and, to have energy. And I feel like that makes a really big difference because we can get really off topic and distracted and tired when we're just sitting for a long time. So, get up, go outside, say a quick prayer, take a few deep breaths, and that makes such a huge difference.
Yeah, one of the things that I loved in that guide was the fact that you say every like 60 to 90 minutes, take a couple of minutes of breath work. One of the things that I have said in another episode is after you've done school and you've fed the kids and all of the things, take some decompression time. Take some 30 to 45 minutes just for yourself to breathe and get a little bit of rest throughout the day, whether that's a walk or whether that's prayer or whether that is, just hanging out, whatever it is that you want. I definitely do recommend getting some kind of movement during that period of time because, as we've already discussed, like movement, makes everything go smoother. But I definitely think it's so important to take that time for yourself and take those little mini breaks. It even for kids for school. We've talked about breaks throughout the episodes and giving them breaks, but what we don't realize is that we need them too.
Yeah. Also, if you did get a bad night of sleep, or you're sick, or there are hormonal things, or there's something going on that's just really weighing on you, take a 20-minute nap. When I
Yeah.
have those times, I will set my alarm for like 27 minutes because I figure it takes you a few minutes to go to sleep, and then you just get that little bit of a cat nap. There's so much science behind the 20-minute cat naps. It's like the perfect amount of time, and we all can find 20 minutes. I know
Yeah.
sometimes the kids might wake you up, or there might be, but sometimes just closing your eyes for a few minutes, you can like have a rock star rest of the day after that. So don't think that you're being lazy if you're taking a short little cat nap.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we've already given you 3 tips and tricks to find little rhythms throughout the day to give yourself some rest. And because we all know God works in rest. If you read the Bible, He talks a million times about taking moments of rest. And so I think that those are all such great strategies. One thing I really did want to hone in on because I love these conversations with you is breathing and why breath work is so important, taking the time to just sit and breathe.
Yeah, so the one reason is because it gets oxygen into your body. So often we are breathing so shallow that you're actually not getting the oxygen that you need. But then also, it slows you down. It actually slows your heart rate down and it makes you focus on something other than whatever it is that's stressing you out. And
Yeah.
so I feel like it's kind of like a little break, but there's so much science behind it. And I know that sometimes people can feel like, well, that's like breath work and that's new age, but God created breath.
Right?
So it's good for you.
I agree. It's so funny. My husband and my daughter both have learned. I will be sitting there and I will just, and they are like, "What's wrong? Why are you stressed?" And sometimes I'm not stressed at all. I feel myself. I have started to learn to feel myself when I'm tense or thinking about the next task that I need to do or walking through my day, there is times that I am stressed and that's when I'm getting a couple more of those breaths in. But at the same time, there's times where it's just like I know that my body needs to relax, and so I will take that big deep breath. And it's so funny now that it triggers my husband and my daughter to be like, what's going on? Are we good here? And
Yeah.
so, but they're going to remember that as well. Like my daughter is going to remember that as well. So she's going to remember to take big breaths, you know? So I love that intention of teaching them how to handle and manage the feelings that they have as well. Like that's one of the big things that we're doing is teaching them to be good stewards of themselves whenever they get to be adults also.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
all right. So, we got some good. Do you have anything else on mindset? Any other mindset tips, tricks?
I think really it just comes down to if you want to have more energy and more focus, focus on that. I think that's
Yes.
really the biggest thing. And speak that out. Like,
Yes.
do not say, I'm so tired, I'm so this, I'm so don't go down that rabbit hole of like complaining because you end up in this like negative spiral downwards. So just
Yes.
speak out what you want. Be thankful for what you want and you will go in that direction.
I have talked on recent episodes about what if God walked around and told you yes to everything that it was that you said that was negative. And like, I am so tired. Yes. I
Good.
am exhausted. Yes. Like, if you think about that mindset of him walking around going yes to all of the things that you say, would you reframe what it is that you say? Would you want to say, I am full of life and have all of the energy in the world? Like, there is, something into, I mean, it's biblical that life and death is in the power of the tongue. Like,
Yeah.
it is biblical to speak those things over yourself and to believe that even if you don't have it in your own power, that He is willing and able to show up in that. So, love that.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's move on to some like practical and tangible tips. We've started a little bit on movement breeds movement, but one of the things that I have really like dove into recently, there's been a couple of things that I just really feel like the Lord has led me to start in my morning routines. And I love and need and cherish my coffee in the morning. And I never, ever, ever thought that I would be the person that could wake up and not immediately hit my coffee maker. But I have started doing protein in the morning, and it's the craziest thing ever. So, one, I am somebody who will not eat until noon if I do not have protein first thing in the morning. Like I keep pushing it off. I'm like, I've got other things to do. And so I just won't eat at all until like noon, 1 o'clock if I don't start my day with protein. But having protein in the morning has helped me to curb my coffee cravings, which we're going to talk about coffee and caffeine and what it actually does to your body. Curb that, start my metabolism, jumpstart my metabolism, and allowing me to actually feel whenever I'm hungry rather than just pushing it off. So tell me a little bit about your morning routine.
Yeah, so I actually cannot find, I normally start my day with a protein shake. That's like my go-to. It's what I do every single day. I do that along with I take a peptide that's really good for like inflammation and building muscle and kind of like anti-aging and stuff. And so sometimes I'll even mix that together with like a vanilla protein powder.
Yeah.
But I feel like so I'm out of protein powder right now because we travel for
Oh
Great
no.
Turkey. And so I actually just got some delivered today, but I felt a huge difference without it because it's something I'm used to. Like when we travel, I always put a couple of bags of protein powder in my suitcase. Like I bring it with.
Yeah.
And so that is huge. Protein in the morning is so good for you. It is such a game changer. It really makes such a difference. And it helps to balance your blood sugar too, because if you aren't, first off, if you aren't eating I know there's some controversy on like intermittent fasting and different things. Just know if you're fasting, you got to read the book Fast Like a Girl. Super important. But also, don't make it a habit of fasting, like intermittent fasting all the time, because it can actually mess up your metabolism. It can actually damage your metabolism. And then it takes a lot longer to kind of get it boosted again. And so, while I know that some people do really well with that, sometimes, especially women with our hormones and stuff, that can be really hard. The other tip I will tell you is if you are a coffee drinker and you really have to have your coffee, which, we can talk about coffee in a second, but make sure you can actually put protein powder in your coffee and you can make it like a mocha. So it could be really good. So
I
yeah,
have heard of that.
yeah,
I
it
heard that that
definitely,
is a thing.
mm-hmm,
Love it.
for sure.
Yeah, well, let's dive into the coffee conversation. So I'll let you take that since we all know I really love and cherish my coffee.
I'll be honest, I do like coffee. I love the taste of coffee. Sometimes I feel like it makes me feel like superwoman, but in the times that I've had now, I have struggled over the years, on and off. I have healed it now, but with like thyroid and adrenal fatigue and different things. And coffee is like the worst for that. It really is so, so hard on your adrenals. And so if you have that, if you like go look up the symptoms for adrenal fatigue, seriously, because I feel like so many women have adrenal fatigue and they just don't know it. And
Yeah,
then they're drinking more coffee, and you're just making it worse, especially if you notice that you're anxious. Like that can also make your anxiety so bad, and just really it's not good for you to have coffee. It's just like I know that there's some things out there that it has antioxidants or it has this,
right.
even especially if it's not organic coffee, it can be really hard on your body. And also, it's hard on your kidneys as well. And so, there are other options out there. And so,
Yeah,
I'll just, there's definitely some things that you can take that have not only helped me cut coffee and not get the jitters and that crash that's not fun, but also help to support and heal my adrenals and also boost mood and stuff. So you don't need coffee. I actually still drink coffee as a treat now. Not every day. It's just like sometimes. It's kind of like a dessert to me.
I aspire to be able to drink coffee as a treat. That is going to be in my life someday. Guys, one of my new very favorite things that I have started is walking first thing in the morning and making sure that I'm getting outside within the first, 15 to 30 minutes of waking up. So I'll let you take that as well and deep dive in there.
Yeah, so I do the same thing. I go outside every morning, and whether I walk, sometimes I'm off to the gym depending on where we are, or I mean, because we travel full time, I don't have like the routine isn't always the same,
Yeah.
but even just opening up the curtains and looking outside and looking at the sun, or like going outside just for a few minutes and barefoot, just like on the earth, just like walking around a little bit, that'll like, you know, calm your nervous system. And also it helps with your cortisol levels and stuff to get outside first thing in the morning. So, yeah, definitely important to do that. I love
Yeah.
being able to do that.
So our adrenals and our cortisol levels pretty much go hand in hand, correct? And so I think the statistics is something like, I don't know, 60 to 70% of the United States adult population is in adrenal fatigue. I'm actually, I so love this topic that I will actually add in the notes. I'll try to find something, ways to know that you are in adrenal fatigue or like little signs. So that way you guys have it super easy. It's right there in the show notes. You can check it out, see if you are one of the very high percentage of the population that functions in adrenal fatigue. That, like we said, doesn't mean that you have to like immediately today cut coffee and all of the things. I live in a world where I try to simplify all of the things. I have a Fairlife 30 grams protein shake, and it's not the best for me. There's a ton of junk in it, but if you are somebody who just needs simplicity, it is one of those you can do. You can grab them from Sam's for like a pack of 12 or something along those lines. There are healthier options, I will tell you that, but if you're looking for just simplicity, it's a great little option to just grab protein shake in the morning. I think they have different flavors as well. And you can take a drink out of it and pour a shot of espresso in there as well. I've done that also. And then take that and go outside and bare minimum put your feet in the grass barefoot, and get some sun on your face or open like you said, open the blinds. I purposefully wrote down a morning game plan once upon a time and wrote open the curtains. Like in my morning game plan, I was like, open the curtains because sometimes you just need just a little bit of like, this is a goal for the day and I can check that off of my list if I just open the curtains. It's an easy thing, it's good for you. Love having the sunlight.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I really want to cover protecting your peace, like it's your power source. Let's
Mm.
go there.
Yeah, so the one thing, and especially talking about mornings, I want to share as well, like in your first hour of the day, be intentional. Like, even though we travel and even though our life doesn't always look the same every single day, and we're on different time zones and it's goofy, I still wake up every single day. I read my Bible, I journal, even if it's only for like 5 minutes. You
Yeah,
always have 5 minutes, always. Like it
right.
doesn't matter what you're doing. And if you don't read the Bible, go read something that is going to, kind of plug you in to focusing on growth, focusing on positivity, focusing on gratitude. Write out what you're grateful for. I
Yes.
was on a podcast. I was interviewing someone the other day, and she said that she does gratitude for the things that she's going into that day. So she will be grateful for the things that are on her calendar to go well. So just focusing on that and being able to, do that. But then also make sure that you're, guarding your mind, guarding your environment, be intentional about what you are letting in. So if you're like someone that likes to watch Netflix, no judgment. Be careful what you're watching. If you're
Right.
watching something that is putting negativity or drama or um, complaining or horror, like scary stuff that makes you anxious, you're putting that into your body and that is going to affect you. Like whether you see it or not, it makes such a huge difference when you start focusing on more positive things and, really filling your mind with good things. You have to,
Yeah.
your mind, guard your environment, and remember that boundaries are biblical. So, like, if there are people in your life that are toxic, I'm not saying you have to never talk to them again, but create some healthy boundaries. There's great books on boundaries. There's one called Boundaries. It's the first one I ever read. It's an awesome book. So make sure that you know what are healthy boundaries and know that boundaries are not being rude or being mean. They're first off, they're biblical and they are really going to make a difference in your life.
Yes. So this was 9 years ago, probably. I grew up, my mom watched all of the, what my daughter calls killer shows all the time,
So did my
loved them. Like the whole time I was growing up, that's what she watched. So I had so many things, throughout my life, I was very cautious and scared of people or wouldn't go out and like put myself in different situations, like taking my child to the park, just like everything. And I was watching the Ellen show one time and Wanda Sykes. So I laugh because it's these two people that got a message through to me. But she was talking about the fact that she doesn't watch murder shows because she'll be like, that grandma and grandpa just walked by me for the second time. They must be killers. And I laughed so hard because I understand that. And that was my first little like intro into guard your heart, guard your eyes, guard your mind, what it is that you are allowing into your life. Because if you are allowing that stuff into your life on a regular basis, you start to watch or think about it, and you're going to start seeing walls go up in one way or another. It will start affecting you. I was watching This Is Us one day when my husband came in, and I am ugly crying. And he says, why would you want to watch a show that does this to you? And I just laughed because I was like, I don't know. I don't have
Watch
any
that
idea.
too.
And then I started thinking about the fact that it actually, because I am such a empath in that way of like, I do truly take those things on. So now I pretty much watch like kid shows or comedy, and that's pretty much all I do. Christian music, we listen to a whole lot of Christian music and stuff like that, but just because I do need to fill my heart with the goodness and the happiness and things like that, or I will empath as an empath, as somebody who really understands or wants to understand and love others well.
Right.
I have a tendency to pick the things up if I do not guard that. So I'm
It
happy with that conversation.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. I'm the same way. And I used to watch all those shows when I was younger, all of them,
Yes,
all the time. I don't know what I was
yes,
doing.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
so glad I
Okay.
don't anymore.
So, one more final tip that we have absolutely been loving is I've told my husband the other day, I was like, dude, we're old enough that we actually like need supplements and things in order to help us in our world now. So I know that you have some really awesome peptides that you have been using. I recently have started using the Energy, Focus, and Calm because I have y'all, I have ADHD. If you've listened to any of the other episodes, you know that I kind of squirrel here, there, and all over the place. And I really just needed an ability to get some extra energy in my mom life, focus in my world, and calm because that ADHD can cause a little bit of anxiousness as well. So, tell me a little bit more about all of the other things that we have to offer and energy and how it works and all of that.
Yeah, for sure. So I totally first off know how you feel with being like, oh gosh, now we're old enough that we have to be like proactive because I feel like
Right.
so long I was just trying to survive or fix something or this or that and now I'm like, okay, I need to like really dial it in and just like be more optimally healthy. And
Yeah.
one thing that I love because I'd kind of gotten burnt out on supplements, honestly. We have been in the holistic functional medicine space for so many years, trying to do so many things. And when I heard about these peptides, I was so excited because not only are they made from nature and totally safe and just really dialed in on like focusing and targeting specific things, but they're different than regular supplements. Regular supplements are actually dumping nutrients into your body. It's like supporting your body, which sometimes they don't absorb well and sometimes they don't do what you want them to do, right? And so, what I love about this is it actually is telling your body to increase those things. So, sometimes, like I know right now, like NAD plus, like injections or supplements are really trendy, and people are going out and getting them because it's like anti-aging. The problem is when you're taking those supplements or those injections, you're actually telling your body like, "Hey, I got this. You don't need to make that
Yeah.
anymore." And
Yes.
that's not good. You don't want that. And so, what I love about this is it actually just tells your body, like, boost this, like, churn it up, you know? And so, that is one of the things like the Energize, I mean, it works on a cellular level. So what they do is they actually help your body to regenerate cells to be stronger and then help to improve cell to cell communication. And so that is just so different than most supplements that are on the market these days. And I mean, there's other peptides out there, like there's other therapeutic or synthetic peptides, like insulin is a peptide, the Ozempics and the GLP-1s are peptides. And there's also, some therapeutic ones that I'm sure people have heard of, like the BPC 157 or things like that. But a lot of those are synthetic or therapeutic, and you have to cycle on and off of them. Like you can't be on them all the time. And those are good for like a very specific need and like really just to do one thing, right? Like insulin is for diabetes, right? Or the Ozempics or the GLP-1s. I mean, we know those have some side effects.
Right.
No
Yeah.
judgment. If you're on them, we can definitely help you like build up your muscle, that's
Right.
important. But you really, with these, they're made from nature. So I just love that because I'm like, God made them. And I feel like it's been such a game changer. And when he led me to this space and I started learning about them, I am like a really big stickler on ingredients. And so I was really surprised just at how incredible and transparent and just how precise they are about really making sure that the ingredients are the best they can find. And so yeah, Energized is great for boosting mood, boosting energy on a cellular level, and it actually helps to heal your adrenals, which is, I notice such a huge difference when I take Energized compared to like coffee or energy drinks. I even like can tell that I haven't taken it if I'm like a little moody. I'm like, I should probably drink my Energized today.
Well, and I have really loved pairing the energized and focused together. And I actually didn't know until recently that they are supposed to like function really well together. That actually one helps the other work well.
Mhm.
Um, because I will tell you what, I hate pre-workout supplements because I hate the itchiness and it's always too much. Like it's just, I can't, it's too much. So I have loved the stamina throughout the entire day. It's not just like I took this and now I have time to go work out and then I'm gonna, crash later on. And then the focus, guys, I have been so able to sit down and focus on content and creating things or really being able to be there with my kids in the moment and not feeling like my brain is swirling off in the 15 other directions of what it is that I need to do. I am more able to sit whenever I'm sitting and doing school with them. I really enjoy being able to be present in the moment instead of thinking about the 100 things I've got to do after school gets done. And I think that one of the things that also helps with is like they notice when you're present, And I felt myself getting frustrated because I'm like, I got to move on. I've got a million other things to do today. I need you to sit down and I need you to pay attention and I need you to do this. And now it's like they can take the time to get the wiggles out and all of the things, which I've allowed before, but I also know my patience is better with being able to focus and the calm. It's kind of like I don't know, like a lemon lime, like pixie stick kind of thing. Like I really enjoy, I messaged Janine the other day, and y'all, I woke up cranky, like straight up woke up, told my husband, I'm real mad today. Don't know why, don't know what to tell you, but you're gonna have to put up with me. And I had just gotten my calm maybe a week earlier. And I took it, and we were standing in Lowe's making decisions for our kitchen that we are remodeling. So, Lord knows that's a little bit of a stressful thing all in its own. And all of a sudden, it was just like a light bulb flipped. And I was like, oh, the sunshine is out and there's rainbows. This is great. I messaged Janine and I was like, is it supposed to work this way? Is that an actual thing? And she's like, yeah, that's an actual thing. So I thought it was so funny that you can, when you've got it on board and you get it into your system, and like I said, that was probably a week. So it took a couple of days for me to be able to see that, like, oh, I can see that shift. So one of my favorite things that you have told me is that it teaches your body how to do all the different things. Like it almost teaches your body and tells your body what to do rather than just giving a supplement that may or may not be absorbed. And I feel like my body is starting to learn, oh, this is how to be calm. Oh, this is what it feels like to be focused. Oh, this is what it's like to have clean, good energy. Because I don't know that my body even necessarily knew what it was like to be calm or focused. I'll tell you what, whenever I started using the energy or the energized and focus, I was so focused, I almost didn't know what to do with myself. It was like, what do I do here? This feels weird. And so I have had to like learn what it feels like to be able to be focused. And I think that
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this is one of my favorite things ever. This is how normal people function. What do you mean? I've been missing out my whole life on this. This is great.
That's
So
how I
it's been
felt when
so
I took the
fun.
calm. I was like, this
Yeah.
is what people feel like. It's like your cortisol lowers or something. And I didn't realize mine must have been really high because I was like,
Yeah.
this is like normal. Like this is like I didn't realize how like stressed and anxious I was until I wasn't
And
anymore. I was like,
it's been so cool. It's been a fun transition. So that is another little tip and trick on energy focus and all of the things. And of course, we will be linking that in the notes below as well. If you want a little more information about it, you can chat with me or you can message Janeen, whatever it is that you want to do. And we would love to chat with you a little bit more about that as well. So, okay, friends. So here are your action steps for the day. Do you have anything else to add, Janine?
I don't think so. I think we've pretty
Okay.
much covered it.
All right. So here are your action steps for today, my friends. Take one thing, or actually, first things first, go grab the guide so that you know exactly what you're working towards. So grab the guide. It'll be in the show notes. I got lots of notes for you guys today. So make sure to check out all of the things in the show notes. And I want you, Lord, please do not try to do all 10 things the first day. Please just pick one. Pick one and start a goal for yourself. Do it for 3 days, do it for 5 days, do it for 7 days. Whatever you can make your brain agree with for a goal for yourself. If that is putting your feet in the grass for 3 days straight, if that is, going for a walk with a friend a couple of days a week, whatever it is, please find something in the guide, find something in this episode to take one thing to make a small step forward. It makes such a big deal. It makes such a big difference as you go. And then you can build on that routine as you go as well, right?
Hmm.
So grab your guide first, find out what you're going to implement. Do not get overwhelmed. And then check out all of the show notes. So
Habit tracker.
if you love tracking progress, the Streaks app is a fun way to keep yourself consistent. You can build yourself a little morning routine if you want, or you can do it however it is that fits best in your life. But I have checked out the Streaks app. I'm definitely going to be jumping onto that. And that's it. So thank you for Janine for coming on. I absolutely love getting to chat with you and hang out. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We hope these tips help you feel more energized and steady as you walk through the homeschooling and motherhood process. Have
Yeah.
the best day.
Awesome.